Hello everyone, I hope you find yourself having a great day. Got another Cinema 4D tutorial for you, and this one has to do with using the stage object in your scene. Now the stage object is one that's often underused but very useful, and what it will allow you to do is easily switch between multiple cameras that you have oriented within your scene. So let's get started. It's very straightforward and simple to use and very beneficial. So to do this, we'll go under this menu up top and insert a stage object. And so now it's put it in our object manager. And the stage object has several fields. We've got a camera field, sky, foreground, background, and environment field. Now what this will allow us to do is to place multiple, as you see, multiple skies, multiple cameras, multiple foregrounds, multiple backgrounds, and have it switch between them by the use of keyframes. Now for this example, we're going to use multiple cameras to get a view, an overview of the scene that we have before us. It's a 600 frame scene, so we'll rewind that to the beginning, and I'll play it one time just so we can get a look at what's going to happen. I've got a box loaded with spheres. They roll down a ramp, and then they'll roll back downhill, and then finally roll off the scene. So you see what's going on there. And what we're going to do is incorporate, let's say for this example, we're going to put 4 cameras into our scene and switch between them. So let's rewind, and I'm going to insert a camera, and we're going to call that camera 1. And let's jump into the camera by clicking this object right here beside it that lets us enter into the view of the camera and exit from the camera. So we'll rotate around and position this camera where we'd like camera 1 to be positioned for this example. And let's maybe put that one down here right by the ramp where we can see the balls rolling down the ramp. Alright, so that's good for that. Now we'll put another camera in. Let's call it camera 2. Alright, jump into it and let's move it around where we can get a look. See, here we've left camera 1 behind. And that's where it's positioned. So let's zoom out where we can get an overview of the whole thing and maybe put a little rotation on it. And we'll call that camera 2. So let's insert the third camera, camera 3. Alright, we're in camera 3 now. So let's move forward and maybe we'll get a look at it from the downside of the ramp. So let's rotate backwards and move this guy. We'll get down here where we can actually see them coming down the ramp. Let's say something about like that. Okay, so let's insert 4th camera, call it cam 4, and we'll jump into its view. And let's move it over here. Let's say from about right. Let's get a little bit lower and something about like that. And so that's our camera 4. So here's how we do it. We start out by selecting our stage object. Make sure we're rewound in your timeline and then click play. Now before you do that, you want to make sure that you're looking at the scene through the camera. And we'll start with camera 1. So we're inside camera 1. We'll rewind to keyframe 0. We're going to control click the camera tag. But before we do that, we need to add cam 1 to the camera field. Okay, at this point, control click to add a keyframe. Now, on your timeline, press play. Okay, so we're going to pause right now. We're at keyframe 127, and we're going to switch to cam 2, drag that into camera field. Cam 2 is from the upper view. Control click to add a keyframe, and then click play. Alright, we'll hit pause again. We're at frame 185. We're going to move to cam 3. You see we're looking through camera 3 now. Control click to add a keyframe. Press play. Pause. We're going to go to camera 4. Drop it to camera 4 in the timeline. Control click to add a keyframe and press play. And so we cycled through all of our keyframes or all of our cameras by adding keyframes, and we left the scene complete and play out. Alright, so that's it. So at this point, if we rewind and simply press play, you'll see that it will cycle through each of the cameras where we had paused, added a keyframe, changed cameras, paused, changed cameras, added a keyframe, paused, changed cameras, added a keyframe, and so on and so forth. So let's play from this point of view of the stage. See, we've changed scenes with a different camera again, and this is where the scene will play out. So remember, the stage object will allow you to keyframe between skies, foregrounds, backgrounds, environments, and, like for this example, cameras, which is a very handy feature. You can also, before you add your cameras to the stage, go in and keyframe very subtle camera moves, and that's going to add a little bit more interest to your scene. So keep the stage object in mind for your next project. So if you liked it, guys, I appreciate a thumbs up. If you want to see more like this in the future, remember, please subscribe. All right, talk to you later. Bye-bye.